Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Luke, and you're watching Luke the Gathering. Thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I just got back from Friday Night Magic at Davis Cards and Games in Davis, California. That's where I play Magic on Friday nights, and had a blast. I went 2-1 today. Had an amazing second game that I did something that I rarely ever do, that rarely anyone does, and I'll talk about it when I talk about this deck that I made. I lost the third game. The guy won 2-1 versus me in that third and final round, but it was really close, and I was happy with the deck even though I drafted Simic blue-green, a combination that I actually am not a huge fan of, and for this particular set I don't think it's that great of a combination of colors, but it came together well for me, and the deck played very nicely because it was a little beefy. You know, these creatures were a little bit bigger than some of the removal spells could remove. The creatures were a bit bigger than the other creatures that were on the board, and so the deck really surprised me a lot. It beat a really good Phyrexian white and black deck. It beat a black and blue sort of mill deck, and then it lost to a red and blue sort of Convoke deck. So I want to talk about the deck. Not a whole lot of rares, but the rare I did get was great. Helped me win a game, but didn't impact the overall tournament tonight because I only drew it like a couple times. And actually, in the very, very last game, if I was able to cast it, I think I would have won the game. But it got countered. Yeah, definitely a thing. Countered. Yikes. So that happened. But let's talk about the deck. I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll check it out right now. Alright, well, let's take a look at the deck. First of all, we have Mutagen Connoisseur. This is not a card I picked up late. Actually, picked it up in Pack 1. Pack 1 was a horrible pack for a lot of people. Just not a lot of good cards going around in general. And I was feeling like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a terrible draft. But I picked up Mutagen Connoisseur. It's a Flying Vigilance 05, gets +1 for every transformed permanent you control. I ended up having a lot of transformed permanents, so this never got really huge, but an 05 is really hard to get through. Okay, when it blocks, it does a great job of being defensive. Cosmic Hunger was a card I didn't really use too much. It is a removal spell, which I think is important. This deck did not have tons and tons of removal in it. If it did, I think it would be even better. Streetwise Negotiator. I don't know, that's just how I sound this card out when I see it. But great card. Deals damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. It's a 2-drop. It has backup. Sweet card. I really like this one. Pest was great. Getting lands or double face cards out of the library, and I had a lot of double face cards here. Kami of Whispered Hopes is a great card. This is one of my favorite ramp cards in the set. Also helps with +1/+1 counters. If I see this, I'm going to pick it up a lot. It was one of my early picks. Serpentblade Assailant, pretty cool. 2/1 Death Toucher. Make something else have Death Touch. That's pretty significant, I would say. This is a card that I think a lot of people would love if they're in green. Invasion of Zendikar. This just fishes out 2 basic land cards, puts them right onto the battlefield tapped. So even though maybe you give up a turn doing this, it really sets you up really well for later turns. Iridescent Blademaster, not a favorite of mine, but you know, you do need 2 drops in the deck, and I actually ended up playing 2 of these. Where's the other one? Here it is. Just have it out. So 2 of these, and they were fine. They did the job. I really love the Timberland Ancient 6-drop, especially with a deck like this where ramping is very possible and happens quite often. You can get this creature out relatively quickly, and if you really need the green mana, which this deck really didn't need it, you know, you can cycle for it. Burgeoning is another card I like. You know, something that just attaches to a land. It makes an incubator token, which is a 2/2. That's nice. You know, it helps ramp you. Nice card there. Tangled Skyline is so good. It gain 5 lives, kind of stabilizes you back if you've been kind of poked at a little bit. Incubates 5. That's a pretty big creature, and it has reach. This is a really nice card. Hard hard to deal with if you can't get rid of enchantments. This card basically won me one of my games because they just couldn't deal with, this card. I would have lost the game, but I'd gain that 5 little life. That was the difference. Got a bunch of transform cards. Not Volt Hermit. This one turns into something when it attacks. It makes something else. Power and toughness 5/5. That came in handy. It did. I hated paying these costs. They're really expensive, but for whatever reason, they couldn't remove them. So this one is especially good. Bonded Herd Beast. It's a 4/5. Turns into a 7/5 Menace. Really sweet. Wary Thespian. I like this card a lot. You get a Surveil 1 right at the beginning, and then it's a 3/1. So if it's an early play, you're getting 3 damage, chip in a lot, which feels great. When it dies, you get a Surveil again. Fertilid's Favor, again, this ramps you, but you also get to put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature. That's pretty cool. Getting that plus, and it's at instant speed, so if you have that 4 mana there, they might not even see this coming. Assimilate Essence was great. I wish I had more of these. These are just like counter spells. You have to pay 4 in order to actually, make this not work, which is pretty difficult to do, especially early mid game. And even if they do that, then you get an Incubate 2. Skyclave Aerialist. Decent 2-drop. I like it because it's a flyer. Thunderhead Squadron. Not the best here. Tidal Terror. Nice creature. 5/6. Really beefy. And I love that you can tap 2 creatures to make this thing unblockable. Astral Wingspan. This is the story of Game 2. So we were really down to the wire. And what happened was he cast a black... the cycling black card that's like 5/5, can give backup to. Cast that. I flashed in a Sandstalker Moloch. Because he had flashed, or because he had played that black card, I was able to dig 5 cards down in the deck, find a permanent. I took a permanent, did not block with Moloch, and then I went down to 1 life. That was my life total, 1. So I had say it was 11. He did 11 damage. I had 12 life, or I had 13 life and did 12 damage. I forget what it was. One of those two. And I told him there's only 1 card that might help me win this game. And it turned out to be Astral Wingspan, which was the next card, the 6th card down. The Astral Wingspan on my turn went on to the Moloch. They had, 4 life left with blockers on the ground, but not in the air. And so this made him fly, and I won the game. And that was just by the skin of my teeth. It was one of those very serendipitous wins that don't happen very often. And that's what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. It was a ton of fun. And then I went on to win the whole round after that, which was great. So that was really cool. Last card, I'm going to talk about Glistening Dawn. This is the one rare I had. Very good card. You can make some really big incubators depending on how much land you have. And, yeah, great card. Helped me win a game for sure. Okay, I only have 2 packs because I said grab whatever, and they grabbed me a Pokemon pack, which I was happy to take because I do sometimes collect Pokemon. But what I was left with in the winnings, we had 3 packs because I won 2 games, 2 and 1. We'll go with Unfinity first. The only thing we're really looking for in Unfinity would be luckily getting a Shock Land, which is not easy at all. So if we somehow pull one, I would be surprised and overjoyed to actually get one. DK, I remember DK. Main Event Horizon. That's our rare. We did get a cool swamp. This is a very nice swamp. The Galaxy Swamp. Spinny Ride, Finishing Move, and nothing much. Alright, they also grabbed me a D&D, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms set booster. This is a set I do remember fondly, although a lot of people did not like this set in particular. Nice art there. Got a Foil Island, got an Owl Bear. Of course, we all saw that in the D&D movie, right? White Dragon, cool. And we got Tasha's Hideous Laughter. That's a cool mill card. Oh my gosh! Old Gnawbone. I'm serious. There was somebody, and this person's name is Lily. Lily, if you're watching, I don't know if you're watching this, but you were saying, good luck, maybe you'll get an old Gnawbone. And this is the foil full art old Gnawbone. That's insanity. This has quite a bit of value. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Actually, where's my phone? I can look it up right here. Old Gnawbone. I have one of these, but I was like, there's no way. I mean, I'd be happy to get a old Gnawbone, but it's to even get this version of it is so cool. So right now I'm just gonna look up on my phone TCG player, see how much old Gnawbone is. Old Gnawbone, and this would be, I don't know if it's what do they consider this? This is not the borderless. This is, I think, the showcase. So let me type that in. Old. I'm having a hard time. I'm trying to do it with one hand because I'm holding this. Okay, I gotta do it with two hands. Okay, CCG players right here. Old Gnawbone, and I believe it's the showcase. Oh no, it's not the showcase. Old. The showcase is the. Is it borderless? Yeah, it is borderless. $28.50 for the. This is the regular version. Foil $40. So there it is. Wow, what a pull! Jeez, this is insanity. That is a great pull out of this pack, and Tasha's Hideous Laughter, which I don't know. It's a card I've sometimes considered actually even using. Sometimes, wow, this looks beautiful. Flying. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many treasure tokens. So when this hits the board and you attack, you don't have to attack with him. It's whenever a creature deals combat. So you can deal damage with some other creature and get this effect. So awesome. Best card in the set, I think. Well, there you go. Really cool end to the video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.